Hey guys, hope y'all are doing good today. I've got a little bit of surprise that I want to show y'all, do a little how-to video, I guess you could say, on installing these 2-inch rough country LED pod lights. We're going to mount them on the front pillars in front of the doors. We're going to put the AJK off-road brackets that go on right here. That's what it'll look like. These are very well built for just holding a little 2-inch pod light, but I can't complain because where they're at, they might get hit with a limb or something. But give me just a second. I'm gonna get some tools. I'm gonna get y'all set up to where you can see where this mounts to, and then we'll also talk about the wiring for the lights. I did pre-run all the wiring already just to keep the video down to a minimum, not have a 30-40 minute long video of running wires, but I'll show you where we put them at, so give me just a second. All right guys, I got my tools all set up. I'm gonna fold this mirror back so I got a little bit of room to work with. But on the front door here, you've got these rubber grommets. There's actually 4 total. You want to pull the 2 big ones. I already pulled them out, so it's a little bit easier for me to grab. These are already pre-threaded, so you don't have to worry about threading the hole or running a bolt through there. I'm just going to pre-check. I haven't even tried that yet. Yep, perfect. So we're going to take this bracket, get our bolt, 5mm Allen head, put that set in there. Try not to scratch my plastic all up. Slightly tighten that one to hold it. Grab me another screw here. It'd been nice if these were black. I may try and find some that are black. That way it kind of matches the side by side. And you can adjust it to where it lines up perfect with the edge of this framing right here. I'm gonna hand tighten them now, and then I'll get an impact put on it just to actually see. I'm gonna open the door here. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna work a little smarter, not harder. Give this a good snug. All right, so that bracket's on there. Close this door back. See, it doesn't have any interference with the door whatsoever. No interference with the sill for the door. Doesn't touch anything. The other side is exactly the same, so I'm going to mount this pod light for y'all. I'm going to pause, install the other one, and then I'll show y'all the wiring and the switch where I put it at on the inside. So give me just a second. All right, guys, I got these both pods mounted. These look great. I really do like how this looks. This bracket is solid. The rough country pod lights come with their own bracket. It's very simple. You have one bolt that goes to the bottom that bolts to these AJK brackets, and then you got 2 bolts that go through the side that hold it on. I don't have them all the way tight yet, so I can adjust them where I need to in my line of sight, or if I want to move them a little bit to shoot out towards the ditch. I mean, these are basically a ditch light. But I've already pre-popped this hood. I'm gonna take it off so I can show y'all what we got going on under here. I'll set this over here. All right, so I've already pre-ran all the wiring for the front pod lights, and I also ran the wiring into the cab. I'll show you, or I'll try to show you where I went through the cab at. It goes through the exact same spot that the main harness runs through the rubber grommet that's in there. Very easy to run those wires through there. I had no issues, didn't have to cut anything, didn't have to pry nothing open. Just simply open the grommet up some, slid them through, it sealed back on them, so it'll keep mud and water from shooting up in there. The other thing I wanted to show y'all is this is the accessory bus bar. I've already wired these up, but I wanted to show y'all from factory. I'm gonna grab the camera here in just a second, excuse me, and show y'all how it comes factory and how you have to hook it up to get power to this bus bar. So hold on just a second. So if you look right here at this plug, it's just this is just a holder to keep it here, and then this plug is where it actually plugs into. There was a little tab on here that told you that. I accidentally pulled it off, and I don't know where I set it to where I could show you what it said. But you take a flathead screwdriver, pop it out of here, and then you put it in there, and then this will supply power to this. And then on the bus bar itself, it says accessory. This is your negative, and then you have your positive here. I have mine on the accessory power, or I'm sorry, accessory positive, and then your negative wire. That way when the key turns on, it will power up my switch inside. When the key turns off, it turns everything off. That way I don't accidentally leave the switch on, kill my battery. It is fused for both pod lights, so we won't have that issue. I ran the excess power wire, bundled it up nice and neat, tucked it down in here. I'm going to add a few more zip ties to keep it from just rattling around. They send you a lot of wiring on this harness for the pod lights. I mean, they're for a truck really, but so you have a ton of extra wire. I really didn't want to cut it and have any splices in there. I just wanted to leave it all nice and one strand of wiring. But I'm gonna set y'all back up, and I'm gonna run the wiring from the pod underneath this fender, and then we'll hook it into here. Same for the other side, and then we'll test them out, and then I'll show you the switch on the inside. So give me just a second. All right, so this wiring, I'm gonna run it right through here to where it's plugged in underneath. There's a T30 star bit right here. I'm gonna put this, or take this one off. Set that over there. That way I can get this wire tucked up under here nicely. That way it's not being pinched. And then I can, well, plug it into the harness here. And then like I said, I'm gonna get all this nice and tucked away. And then I'll put the T30 back in. And that side's done. Very simple. I really like how Rough Country done their wiring harness on this. I'm gonna slide y'all over a little bit, and I'm gonna show you this plug right here. I'm actually gonna pop this little tab, and like I said, it just plugs in here. And just like that, it's all hooked up, ready to go. And then this is the actual cover that you can put back inside this extra plug here. That way it's not full of mud or dirt or whatever. In case you ever want to disconnect this, you just put it right back. We're going to slide over to this side, do the same thing. Give me just a second. And I'll zip tie all that back up, make it a little bit nicer after the video. That way you aren't sitting here being bored by it. Get that back in. And guys, we're done underneath the hood. So I'm gonna take a quick break, pop this hood back on. Then we'll go inside. I'll show you where the switch is at. And then we'll step back outside and I'll show you what they look like. Because they have two modes on these. They have, I guess it's called a running light, and then you have your driving light. So just give me just a second, we'll get this hood put back on. All right guys, we're inside the cab now, and I installed the rough country switch here just because it's way easier to run the harness and the switch here versus doing it up here on the headliner. You do have 4 extra accessory switch options right here that you can install, but you have to remove the headliner. This piece here does pop off, and then you can pop these switches or switch covers out and then install your wiring and then install your new switch. But all the wiring actually runs through here that's already factory ran, and then runs down this harness here. I haven't fully followed this out. That's why I didn't go with this just yet. I am going to install some stuff on the rear, so I'm going to put those up there. But right here is where I've got my rough country switch at. So I'm going to power this on, since I do have this on that accessory power option. So your down is for the running light option that's on those, and I'll show you those to you in a second. And then up is for full power, as you can see. But I'll leave those on and show you the full power. I'm gonna hop out real quick just so you can kind of see what they look like. They are pretty bright. And then I'll show you the running light. And like I said, that's the down option. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's 2 rectangular lights that run across the middle here. That's actually what's illuminated right now for both sides, and it's just like a running light. But I don't know if I'll be able to show y'all. Might be able to. Let's see. Yeah, so right here is the grommet that I ran through. Like I said, it's sealed up. That's where your main harness comes through. It's sealed back up nice, and it was very easy to run those through there. CFMOTO did a really good job of placing that, and I mean, everything they have underneath here is sealed up really nice. I was really surprised. I didn't have to take anything off other than I had to loosen some screws here, these 2 screws here, that one, and there's one more down there that came down enough for me to change the switch out. It did have just a cover here. I took it out, installed the switch, plugged the wires back into it, and yeah, it was not really that difficult. I'll take y'all through one more walkthrough on it just so you can see. This is the rough country bracket here. Like I said, it's got this 1 bolt that holds that on. Then you have these 2 Allen screws, one on this side and one on this side. Once I adjust everything, I'll tighten it down all the way. Hey guys, I know my garage is a mess. Please don't kill me on it. I'm trying to get things put in the attic, stuff moved around, because once my Jeep gets out of the shop, I'm gonna have it, the side-by-side and my Jeep in here. The 4-wheeler's leaving. My dad's gonna take that. I'll have more room in here. The tires, those are new tires for the Jeep. But we'll talk about the Jeep another day. Y'all will get to see a video on that. Show you the passenger side, exact same thing. I am gonna find some black bolts to put in here. I'm not really a big fan of these big silver bolts. They just stand out too much to me. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to show y'all today. If you got any questions on these, I am going to leave a link below for the bracket and the lights. They did an amazing job getting these delivered to me. Ordered them 2 days ago. They came in today while I was going to work, and I got them installed. They were, I mean, simple, very, very simple install. But guys, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And if y'all have any more suggestions or things y'all would like to see on this side by side, please let me know. Or if there's things that you might know about this that I don't, let me know. I've only had this for a week, and this is that window tint I was telling y'all. My buddy did a really good job on it. I did get the windshield tinted. It's 50%, I believe. I did all the sides 20 and the back 20. I just didn't want to have it just totally blacked out, because I mean, this is going to be used for hunting mostly. This really probably won't ever see an off-road park, maybe going on a trail ride in Arkansas or something like that. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. And like I said, if you like the video, put a like down below, subscribe for me, and thank y'all. See you on the next video.